Perhaps it's a commercialization of gratitude practice. This whole promise of appreciate the good things you have and you can change your life sounds a lot like crystal healing or one of those detoxes. I bought a gratitude journal recently to see for myself what all the fuss is about. It was fun for the first couple of days, then it quickly lost its novelty and started feeling shallow. Yet gratitude videos have garnered billions of views on TikTok, and countless influencers and public figures swear by gratitude journals. It makes me wonder if gratitude is just another pop psychology buzzword. Or is there actual benefits to it? Well, it turns out that gratitude is beneficial if it is outwards looking. That means on top of identifying that something good has happened to us, we also need to recognize that there is an external source for this positive outcome. It comes down to motivation. Simply listing good things that have happened to us and reminding ourselves to be thankful for them can feel shallow because it is. It is self-serving. Effective gratitude practice is about showing appreciation to the ones you are thankful to, not about feeling good for yourself. So instead of, I feel grateful for my friends being there for me today, it becomes, I feel grateful for the dependability of my friends. Okay, that's pretty cool, but is there more? Does gratitude have practical utility? Maybe. Self-actualization is an instinctive goal for humans. This never-ending search for meaning implies that there is intrinsic value in everything that we do. Our process of making choices is really a treasure hunt for the best value. Before committing to any decision, we perform a value assessment on the possible options. It is estimated that we make an average of 33,000 to 35,000 decisions every day. That is a lot of value assessment, whether we are conscious of this or not. But value is subjective to the context in which we are assessing them. A bottle of water in the desert is not the same bottle of water in a grocery store. And value is especially influenced by people around us, because it's much easier to follow what others have decided than to figure out ourselves. After all, comparing and mimicking others is how we learn. This behavior is prevalent for its simple practicality, like monkeys and red berries or elephants and clean water sources. If everyone says donut is the best breakfast, they must be right? The more people advocate for something, the higher in value that thing grows. And once it passes a certain threshold, it is hard not to jump on the bandwagon. So when it comes down to it, do we really have an accurate assessment on value? As kids, we observe our parents, older siblings, and teachers because they are our only source of truth for success. But as we grow older, our world opens up and we are no longer limited to what's immediately accessible. We've also developed our own sense of self. We start to define what inspires us, what draws our attention, writing our own moral code and charting our own destinations. But it's hard to shake off social learning. At the root of our behaviors, we are still comparing with others. It is an inescapable mechanic as long as we live in a society. But comparing as a kid and as an adult has its differences. We are clearer on what we want now, so we should be more selective with what or whom we want to reference. We should be picking those that serves us instead of just what's available. The problem is, many of us still stick with the constant, almost compulsive, non-discriminate comparisons that we did as kids. And what we don't realize is that this behavior erodes our own agency, our individual yardstick of what is valuable to us based on who we are and what we desire, not what everybody else seemingly wants. And this is where gratitude comes in. Gratitude is our North Star in self-actualization. Whether it's inwards or outwards looking, it helps us to identify what we appreciate and what brings us joy. Gratitude recenters our attention on what serves us and gives clarity to our priorities. For example, if you're grateful for having some alone time yesterday, maybe you could book a weekend every month just for yourself. Or if you're grateful that you've caught a beautiful sunset, maybe some evenings could be spent taking a walk instead of Netflix. Having clarity on what we appreciate helps us to better assess value when it comes to decision making. With so much noise in this world, we'll lose sight of what's truly important to us as individuals if we stop listening to ourselves. The same mindset can be applied to other emotions as well. For instance, resentment is just as illuminating as gratitude. It reveals hard limits we might be unaware of. What is uncompromisable for us, what eats us up, potentially over years if we did not stand for ourselves. Like most things, mindfulness is the key. Gratitude can become a slippery slope for toxic positivity when it creates unrealistic expectations to stay upbeat. For example, a woman stays in an emotionally abusive relationship because at least he doesn't physically hit her. Or a man suppresses his disappointment of being passed over for promotion because he should be thankful he even has a job. We need to allow space for all emotions, including negative ones such as anger or sadness, to stop ourselves from invalidating our own experiences. It is also completely natural to feel multiple emotions at the same time. Mindfulness is about understanding ourselves and how we react to different stimulus. There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to this. Just like how value is subjective, we shouldn't be letting others decide how we should feel. The thing about society is that there is always a compromise. We will always need to trade in a piece of ourselves in exchange for integration and harmony. What is important is that we go in with our eyes open. For me, I wouldn't be going back to gratitude journaling because it just feels a little contrived. But I will incorporate reflections into my mindfulness practice. What about you?